we have lawful claim to the land and they don't. If it's feudal, they can be argued because they're not Americans. That makes sense?
That word is in the parentheses, you go to there, tenant, or tenants, right?
Yeah, tenant. Then what? Oh. Pause anything. That's what just puts somebody in the right to imperium come into play. And when we talked about last week, so imperium is the right to command. Just post limine is the right to be restored to a status as if you never lost that status. Just sanguine is the right of blood, and just solely is the right of soil. So since this is our land, we have all of this. That is what our claim is rooted in, our bloodline. Just like the Chinese people are heirs to China, the Moors are heirs to Morocco. Does that make sense? So French people aren't heirs in Morocco, because it's not their soil, that's not their bloodline, and that's not their status. That's why they needed to teach the Moors that they're black and Indian, so that they can get mortgages in the Indian time. Yes?
Explain the difference between Morocco, the kingdom, and Morocco, the empire.
Kingdom. So a kingdom, do you know the difference between a national government and a federal government? The national government is government of the people of the land. A federal government is a contract government. Meaning, just like an empire. You know what an empire is?
Pope said that in his
An empire, what?
in that what you just
An empire consists of many countries, kingdoms, and land masses. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A kingdom can be, let's say the kingdom of Mali can extend into another country. That jurisdiction, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the national government is the people of the land. So Morocco only consists of Morocco, the country. The kingdom of Morocco that jurisdiction can extend onto whichever landmass agrees to be under the kingdom, under the king. You know what I'm saying? So the king can have jurisdiction over, let's say, Mali, but they're not Morocco. That make sense?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the difference. And then the kingdom of Morocco didn't exist until 1956,
Right.
when the empire was signing treaties in 1600. That's the difference. So once the Europeans took power, took power of the planet, people started to rebel, and then they got their independence.
You have anything to do with it?
Same bloodline, just like people, just like Mali, same bloodline.
As far as nationality.
Same bloodline.
No, I mean, like, as far as like the rules when it comes to the laws.
Well, they agreed to be under European power. That's why they're not called, like when you Google, you just Google the Sultan of the Moroccan Empire, they'll say, Imperial Majesty, Imperial, and then they'll say King. There's a change. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Any other questions? No? That's mortgages. Discharge of mortgages. Better quality of life. Well, since there's no questions, we'll sign off and we'll talk off camera about the trust. So thank you for tuning in. Wait, before we sign off, do they have any questions?
Anybody on YouTube have any questions? Nope.
Cool. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Study, study, study. If you ask me what to study next, I'll say study yourselves. And here's some books that you can get. The Crescent Obscured by Robert Allison, The United States and Muslim World. Native Americans of California and Nevada are Jack Fords. Ancient Oriental Masonry by R. Swinburne Claimer, when they admit that America is ancient Egypt. 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro by J.A. Rogers. Stolen Legacy by George G.M. James. The African presence in America, they came before Columbus. And then you'll see that the University of Rhode Island found ancient Quranic artifacts that predate Christopher Columbus by 5 centuries. University of Rhode Island. Kabbalion. A Key to the Language of America by, what's his name? Roger Williams. Who said, my name will be famous amongst the Gentiles. Now we got Roger Williams Housing, Roger Williams University, Roger Williams Elementary, Roger Williams Park, Roger Williams whatever. And then it'll say the language of the Indians is similar to the Hebrew. And then when you look up Hebrew, it means to cross over. And then the Hebrew text is really Phoenician text, and the Phoenicians are really Canaanites, and then we're Canaanites. And they'll say our culture is the same too. Well, whatever. The Barnhart Dictionary on Etymology. Moors and Masonry by Abdullah El-Tali Mosey Bey. And I don't have a copy of my book, but my book, Are You Confused About Law?
Right here.
And everything on rbbapublications.com. I'm still signing out.
A lot of people online didn't even know you had one. Yeah.
Also, my book.
You're about to print more, right?
Yeah. They actually came in yesterday, but no one was there to sign for
Let
it.
them know.
Are You Confused About Law by me? Talks about a lot of this stuff. You can get this on www.riseofthemorgue.org. What is this? Oh. General Civil Orders. Also, some documents. We can go over some documents too if you want. General Civil Orders of June 10, 2014. Signed by them. Of course, looks like we'll set the Quran. House Joint Resolution 16, which clearly states that the 16th Amendment is void, since they talk about claiming people's taxes and stuff like that. House Joint Resolution 16. This is Tebow, Diversified Metal Products versus Tebow Company and the IRS, which state that the IRS is not government. So, because people always complain, more say study, but don't give reference points. So to stop asking me what to study now. HR 5404, where they admit that they caused the Great Depression in 1913 when they stole everyone's gold from this current Congress. This is when they admit that they got the Constitution from the Moors. They brand us Indian. This is where they admit that, they committed acts of genocide and been brutalized in so-called African Americans. This is Franklin Delano Roosevelt issuing his order to remove all of the gold from the banks and said that they can only issue Federal Reserve notes. This is from my book. What else we got here? This is a map of Narragansett, which they brand Rhode Island, which is not Rhode Island. There's another map and another map. The Unanimous Declaration on Independence, Treaty with Morocco, 1786. Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 1796. The Constitution. Bill of Rights, which is also Constitution. Act of State Doctrine, Google that. The Constitution for whatever state republic you're in. Articles of Confederation, because Article 6 says these still apply, which will tell you in Article 4 we have the right to enter into any other state, meaning you don't have to pay toll taxes. The American Declaration on Rights and Duties of Man. The United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. The Inter-American Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. The Vienna Convention on Consular Relations. UN Declaration on Human Rights. UN Declaration on the Rights of a Child. George Washington's letter to Sultan of Morocco, handwritten. Congressional record that the 14th Amendment is unconstitutional Proceedings and Debates of the 90th Congress, First Session, Volume 113, Part 12, June 12 to 1967 to June 20th, 1967. The Congressional Globe, whereas the 13th Amendment in its 20 sections, where it says Section 12, Africans are not citizens of the United States, meaning they don't have jurisdiction over us. This is from the official proceedings of Congress published by John C. Rives, Washington, D.C., Saturday, April 9th, 1864. And then 13th Amendment, blah, blah, blah.
Somebody asked, how much do you charge for class?
Your attention. United States Congressional Record, March 17, 1933, Volume 33, page H1303, James Trafficant Jr. speech on the bankruptcy of the United States. Civil Orders, July 4, 2014, and more documents. So again, peace. Thank y'all for tuning in. So, huh? Yeah, because people ask me the same question. No. What do I read?